All right, agree with me, disagree with me, let me know in the comments by the end of the video today. First of all, welcome back into the video. If you're new to the channel, stick around for a bit. In this video specifically, I wanted to talk about, I don't really know how many things we'll end up covering, but a couple of things relating to what you have to do before scaling. Scaling is often misunderstood. Scaling means increasing something that's already working. I get a lot of people who don't even have an e-commerce store and they ask me, hey, can you help me scale? I'm like, well, you don't want to scale non-results. You don't want to scale something that's unprofitable, right? So let me just talk through a few things that I always do. I'll try to keep this video as short as possible for you and get you on your way. Also be sure to check out a couple of resources linked in the description, like the free checklist if you haven't even started an e-commerce business yet. However, scaling means increasing something. So here's what I look at when I'm really determining if I want to put a lot more time and money behind something. First of all, if I get a store that starts making $1,000 a day in sales, which is awesome, right? And it gets there in 2 weeks, I don't scale it aggressively. I don't try to maximize it and take it to $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a day. The only way I would do that quickly is if I'm 100% confident in our system behind the store. So here's what people don't look at. They might have something that's really fresh and it starts working, but it hasn't had enough time pass yet. It's only been a few weeks, it hasn't been 3 months, where you can see the actual customer feedback come in. After so many customers have gotten their package, you get to understand the feedback, you get to watch your support email, you get to make sure that people are not disputing and doing chargebacks because your shipping time is slow or because your product quality is poor, you know, stuff like that. So make sure you have that system in place, and keep in mind, before you actually start scaling, you gotta look at the technicals. And what that would include is making sure your support team is not only in place, but can handle a 5X or a 10X increase. Making sure you don't just message, but speak to your supplier directly and figure out a plan saying, hey, if I wanna go from 35 units a day, which is what we're at now, to 250 in the next month, can you do that? Will it affect the shipping time? Am I able to get a cheaper pricing because of that? All of these are questions you have to ask. Now, I will tell you this, scaling an e-commerce business is one of the most fun parts of the business. I've been sitting there, I haven't been scaling since I've been down here in my place in Puerto Rico, but sitting down at your desk or wherever it is you work and being able to focus on, and I'll make a more in-depth video on scaling if you guys want it, and all that stuff is broken down inside of our program. But you're doing horizontal scaling and vertical scaling, I genuinely enjoy it. It's really fun to watch stuff grow rapidly and to watch that ball of momentum. Because especially with Facebook or Google, as you start scaling and results are working, they're profitable, sales are flooding in, the more you do, the faster it comes in, and the momentum off the pixel just piggybacks on itself, and it's like a never-ending cycle, and it's super, super amazing. You just have to be very careful that you have that system behind you, because without it, it will crash and collapse, and oftentimes, if that system isn't there, you're gonna have money locked in payment processors, and then you might end up being out of pocket or have an Amex bill or a credit card bill over your head that you can't pay, and you don't want that. I've seen that happen to a lot of people. So go slow. You know, I always say this. This is something I heard like 4 years ago, and it was I don't know, it just always stuck with me. Is don't be quick, never in a hurry, right? So don't try to think that things are a race. Be quick, but never in a hurry. So when you're scaling, it's not a race. You don't need to maximize day one. Just nice and slow. Build it for the long term. I promise you, it's always gonna serve you better. So to summarize here, make sure if something starts working for you, dial in your support. Set up a couple of emails in an email sequence that just mentions what's up with their order, right? So that they don't have to email your support asking about their order. Mention things like that, just be proactive, reach out to your customers, make sure they're having a good experience, right? So, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Hope it gave you a little snippet into what to do when you're considering scaling something or what that actually looks like. You know, this is something I've been doing for almost 5 years. For the last 3, scaling stuff to a decent number, you know, learning how to go from $1,000 a day to $10,000 a day, 10 to 20, 20 to 50, 50 to 100, and seeing the difference between what's needed to actually support that. Not to do it, but to support it and sustain it long term. So I hope you guys are gonna stick around the channel if you want some more tips. If you want any questions answered, just leave them in the comment section down below. I always try to be as active on here as possible. Be sure to follow us on Instagram over at Ecom Season. Same thing here as the YouTube channel name. And again, check out all the resources linked in the description. And there's one specific thing you'll see linked in the description that if you have something that's already working, let's say it's at $500 a day or $1,000 a day, if you want us to help scale it with you and build that infrastructure, helping you with things things like payment processors, ad accounts, more creatives, building that support system, the upsell system, the emails, all of that. Inside of our agency, we don't just help manage and automate stuff for people who don't have a store. What we actually do as well, and this is a faster route actually, it's super fun, is we actually help people scale. And again, I've mentioned this before, we do have clients where we do this, but typically we don't charge a $10 or a $20 or $30,000 a month retainer. We take a small retainer and a percentage of the profits, right? So if you want us to scale something, we'll handle all of that, and you can watch and learn, as well as being involved kind of wherever you want to be, but we'll handle it to make sure that it actually does work if you have something that's already selling profitably on Facebook. So you can fill out a little form down below and talk to someone inside of our agency for free, ask any questions, and see how it is that we work with people and how we test products. If we're doing product testing for someone that doesn't have a winner, how we do that for like under $100 a product. So be sure to check all that stuff out. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to smash a like down below. Again, let me know if you have any questions on Facebook, questions on whatever. Just drop it in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.